You see this is another one. That's another one. Will the secretary please read the notice of the first hearing?
A public hearing will be held by the Town of Sullivan Planning Board on December 7th, 2021 at 6:45 p.m. at the Town Office Building, Lakeport Road, Chippewa, New York, to consider the application of Daniel Condon for property located at 9441 Hitchcock Point Road, Bridgeport, New York. The SLB is 2.12-1-32. It's for a special use permit pursuant to the zoning schedule of the Town of Sullivan zoning law to allow a 48-foot by 50-foot storage building. The above application is open to inspection at the Town Office Building, Lakeport Road, Chippewa, New York, during regular business hours. Persons wishing to appear at such hearing may do so by person, attorney, or other representative.
Okay, the applicant's sitting right over there. And why don't you just briefly, I don't know what everyone is here for, but just a couple of minutes or a minute or so, just tell briefly what you're doing.
Oh, well, we're gonna put up a about 48 by 50 pole barn, store boats, do some work on them, and we got a marina there on Hitchcock Road.
Yeah, if you're not from down in that area, he already has an established marina. This is just a building that he can operate out of, used for storage facilities. Okay? If anybody wishes to comment on that, you may do so. If not, what we can do is we can have a brief musical interlude here until about 7 o'clock when the regular meeting will start. Okay? So just sit tight for a minute and we'll get going. Okay. Everybody got a copy. Everyone got a copy of. Whether you have one with you, sir. Yes. Sherry, with that? Okay. If we need these other copies, we can do. They're going to be here tonight.
So Larry Brown?
He's handling it, and I have retained him on the next
Yeah, that's for the.
And apparently there's some issues with my mother's will from 04 to see if this thing's got overlooked. So he's got to get that straightened out.
Or the property ownership or something?
Yeah, it was never got put into the will. Somehow it bought that. And I got Carol Cooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting at 5 of 9.
I haven't heard from anybody yet.
No matter where we are.
Let's hope we're not close.
I give it my number and stuff here and make sure.
So we're in the 8 hours. Yeah. Why, you haven't dinner yet? Getting them down in the cold and just want to go home.
So if anybody
Yeah,
wants
I
to
go
go
to the
on.
law firm and
You
they
did?
gave me an address.
Who did?
I
They
read
gave an address?
it.
Oh, he, no, I guess.
I remember.
Oh.
I got a good about it. I got so many people here.
Oh.
It happens every once in a while.
Yeah.
I wish it could have been a bird watching when we. I mean, oh, yeah. It would have been a fit the whole time.
So we'll see. We never have. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
You know what I found interesting? Is that there's an intersection at Lakeport.
Place. All right, there's
That was interesting.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know if you.
I've got here. Look at
I got like, just spent $50,000.
Did you
This might be
circulate the address?
They changed it to J Lane.
I didn't give you all the back.
Oh, I do, I supposed to get them, no matter what you use that for.
Solo bus there.
All right, which I think we do, but sometimes stuff gets caught in that filter.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it came through, but yeah, I'll be on the lookout for that. All right, we'll see if things go right.
One little park here, we tried something, see if park through.
All right.
Okay, so they would give you the request. Oh, no, it's a single adverse impact.
Yep, they didn't follow that.
Oh, okay.
They have a problem. I don't think.
Oh, okay, this was our letter, okay, okay. This was our letter. And these are mine?
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
one.
that's it, that's gonna be, we're gonna talk about your sorrows and Sullivan and,
That one would be at someone else.
yeah, sure. And
I
that's,
think it was at.
and it's really, we're gonna find, it's,
So, okay, we got Kanye,
okay, this too, just so you know, every month I'll write.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I write something.
By the way, so we introduced the new solar regulations at the last meeting. It's very expensive, so for you and Larry, if it's even appropriate, I don't know if you care, but I got somebody
For Dollar
for
General.
say, here's what happens when a big project comes in here, the stuff slow it down, maybe look at it.
Pretty standard.
So if they adopt the ones that I'm proposing, I think you guys are in really good shape. And I feel, all over the place, they're coming everywhere. I've never seen them before, so suddenly like, oh, they're gonna get one of those. I do a month bill, Stockbridge, and Lexington had 4 of them. They've been knocking on your door, and they're knocking again. And Palermo and Sangerfield, Casanova. Well, it goes over well, and people say they want renewable energy. Oh, that's so cool. By the people that are gonna about to live next door to it, they'll burn the town hall down. They will just. And we've had like hot meetings already. We just put a moratorium in there, and we're adding even more regulations. Like the one I did for you guys, the one was based on the one I did for Casanova, but I just got a moratorium, but they did a whole bunch more stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, that's for the, so Cuomo took over and created a state siting commission for projects that are 1 megawatt. 50 megawatts or more. So the 5 megawatt jobs still come to us for review. I suspect now that we're gonna see more than 20 megawatts. That's what they blow right past us.
Oh, it's a walking.
Phil,
Yeah, they didn't change it.
I'm serious. Are there folders with the apps for, for Rollinger and, Bridgeport and self-storage, their application? Are they
There.
put?
You're there.
Oh, there's that, okay. Okay, the top one, I got a copy of that, I thought, but there, I don't see it. Okay, we're good, cause I got a copy of that.
Should be, everything was there, there should be five folders there.
1, 2, 3. Ah, there it is. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, got it. I'm good, thank you.
That's lots of holidays.
Yep, we're good. We're good, we're good.
It was fun.
Interesting what you see in there.
They took the ferry out. Then down, pick them up, and then take them around. How old are they? Wow.
5 more minutes.
The ours is 19 months and kept doing, just walking around, you write from one thing to the next thing.
He said, Stockbridge.
Yeah, he's good, actually.
Yeah.
Just call that.
Oh, yeah, fix it.
And then next thing you know, you
That's the
can-
lights.
Oh, no.
No, you get all that wind last night.
My Friday night,
It was so cold outside.
I gave him the milk down, it's not, no, it was rough. I mean, it was, I just said, how does it look?
Rose, you got an extra copy?
The agenda? 2 pages. Yes. I'm so jealous.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I'm working on, trying to do. What's taking up so long? Dave, you got your stuff? You got your stuff? Yeah. Thank you.
hold up straight like this, you got support
Yeah.
in there. It has to balance it.
I said there was part of that,
Stand
you
on
take
the blade.
it, get all
That's
that.
the thing. You
I
can't
know.
stand on the blade 'cause the robbers
No.
are fixing it.
Nobody wants to help you with taking.
No, nobody wants to help you.
We got a barrel tomorrow morning.
I'm included actually.
The wind took our water tank and put it over on the other side of the cemetery. I took it out of the road this morning.
Oh my God.
But I pushed it out of there. Well, we gotta get it out of there.
Okay. Where is it?
No, it's about 20 feet the other side of your house.
Marriage. Oh, tree on the back.
I'm gonna
We
see
always have a
if
fight.
we can get.
He doesn't even know.
We can,
Oh.
It never fails. We are,
that's,
we just plan.
I'd say I could tack into that thing.
Just so they,
Tack into that
let's have
thing.
a good
And that
fight.
will fit in. I can look at that.
Okay.
I'll take it home.
And this
Throw
year.
some rocks in there or something.
Our
But I'll take it home. No, but I
I
would
hate it when
drove
sometimes
in there because I had to be fine. I had to be fine.
Kids trees, think.
And I go there, boom, there it was.
We have like 4 of them. I don't know why that is.
All it is, push it to the end.
So I
Oh, I
don't know.
No,
pushed
you
it.
don't.
Yeah, I
That's-
pushed it.
you're very
I
smart.
don't want to
Down,
push it.
got it.
Right now, I don't want
Very
to
smart.
push it myself.
I'm okay once they get going.
That is, I still, what do you like tomorrow?
I got everything neatly stacked over there.
Let me talk, let's talk.
We got
about
special
Phil.
decorations, we got enough decorations down there.
Phil stays straight.
You get them, so if you convince you get them, I'll deny that I said any of this stuff.
Yeah, cause I
No,
get it
we
all.
haven't been open yet.
I get it all.
Oh, that's
Crazy.
I get it, there you got nothing.
For such a short period of time.
And I like the tree down.
He likes your
Christmas Day.
Well, I'll give you a buzz and I'll touch you.
Get them.
You can't do it.
I never win that.
You're one of those.
Yeah, but I never win.
When you take it
Tomorrow,
next
tomorrow
week.
might work.
Usually
I don't
every
know.
New Year's.
Let me see. Okay,
All
all right, if, anybody that just came in, we have been very busy here, extremely busy, taking, comments on the hearing. Is there anyone else? There's a hearing for a storage building on Hitchcock Point Road for an established marina. And this is just an addition to that business.
And there it is.
There it is, there's the site, we're gonna deal with it as an agenda item here shortly, but if there's any public comment about that, or you want to get into it, you can do that right now, because we're gonna close that here. Okay, I take that as a no. I have a motion here by the board to close the hearing.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded to close the Congdon hearing, all those in favor?
Aye.
Wait, excuse me,
I'm sorry, that's what I was just here to get a recap on that.
okay, well, what can we help you with?
Oh, I was just trying to understand what the project was.
Okay. Mr. Congdon, would you walk up here without touching that screen? Okay? All right, because the screen does funny things. Just
Can you,
show,
zoom out a little bit, please,
Hi.
whoever's operating that? A little more. This is my property here, I live on this is my marina. This property here, I am in the process of combining the 2 lots, this one and this one. And we're gonna put a 48, or is it 50 this way, one or the other, right in this area here for boat storage.
it's a business. He needs to come in front of the planning board to get that approved so he can get a building permit to go down the road. That's what he's asking.
I live right next door.
Over here?
Yep. To your left, to your side.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't even affect me.
Yeah, well, that's where we were.
Yeah, I'm right to the left, right there.
You should,
Yeah.
Okay? That answer your question?
All good.
Okay. Any discussion here on the part of the board? Not hearing any, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that means the hearing is closed. All right, we have not taken action on that. Okay. The regular meeting for the Town of Sullivan Planning Board for the month of December 2021 will commence, and the minutes before the November meeting, November 2nd meeting, have been circulated to the board members, and I'll entertain a motion to amend or approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's passed. The right for the regular meeting. We have an agenda this evening. Mr. Cogden, he will be the first order of business. And under old business, Steve Nelapovitz, I don't see him. So I guess you can cross that one out at this point. We have Mr. Taylor. Mr. Reed is here for that. He will be at the end of, he'll be at the end of the agenda. So we move on to new business. And we have is Michelle here? Michelle? No? Marcel. Marcel.
She was.
Marcel. Are you, I thought you were gonna have a rep there. Mr. Denny, I saw him, okay. You want to get up here somewhere near the front table and kind of tell the board what you're doing?
Why don't we do Cogden?
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay. After I just said that.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel, get up there, please, somewhere. Okay.
We did the seeker last month, Frank. The environmental's done.
Okay. We got a county report back. They're indicating you're in the 100-year flood.
Yeah. Yes.
Which we were aware of.
Yeah.
And so you got to build your building according to the 100-year flood, but you worked that out with the code guys.
Yeah, we've already discussed that, yes.
All right. You're not in the floodway, which would preclude you, but you're in the 100-year flood.
Correct.
All right. Does the board have any discussion on this at this point? Pardon?
Very clear.
Okay. Realize that in this motion, he's incorporating the two properties together as one business.
Yes.
And so that that's a single deed, or at least the parcels are melded into the one deed. Okay?
Correct.
We're not requiring a new survey or anything like that.
Yeah, that's part of the,
All right?
I mean, it is getting surveyed though. That's part of what the town or the county needs to do that. To put those two together, they require a survey of that whole property together.
Okay?
And I have Perry Tooker,
He's doing it?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. We would recommend that you get that done. Are you trying to build this winter?
No, actually, I'm hoping that if the this stinking thing, if the permit is granted, that perhaps it can start. The start date would be end of March, end of April, somewhere in that area.
We would recommend that you get the legal work done, hopefully,
Yeah.
prior to getting.
Yeah, I have all the balls in motion on that.
Okay.
It's waiting.
All right. Anything else there, board?
Nope.
Have a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'll second
Okay, and we include this language we just talked about melding the two together, okay? So I can help you with that. Is there any further discussion?
I'll second it, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Sure.
sure. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
You are passed, you're good.
All right.
You get a notice of action from us, official one.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Sure enough. All right, now let's try Marcel. Okay, Peter, what do you got?
Marcel Rollinger, she is, but it's under Home Joy Realty. There's 3 properties on, right now, 1 parcel.
Okay.
And we've been trying to sell it unsuccessfely because
Steve had it advertised.
yes, there's been showings, but people don't want to buy there's a double wide, as these maps show.
Peter, you can go right, it's right there, you can go over there and point that out.
Okay, great. Yeah, you guys so here's the studio, the main house, and here's the double wide. So number as the maps have shown, we have Mr. Salem, the surveyor in the back there, that has kind of done a preliminary map for you, so that you can see from Route 31. So what we'd like to do is just have, instead of one
You got
large
one, you got one
parcel.
for Councilor, or you got, thank you, appreciate it.
How are you?
So you're splitting the double wide from the other property?
Yeah, so we could sell the main house and the studio is one, and then the double wide separately. So there's the preliminary survey, and that's what we would like to propose.
Okay, this really is in a business zone
Yes.
from Route 5 back. If I read the map correctly, this property is only about 200 feet deep.
That's correct.
So everything is in the business zone. When you build in a business zone, all the setbacks, all that are really set by the planning board. Even though to the north of you, you've got an MR12, okay? And then across the road, on the other side would be ag, you get back into that. Board, normally we would probably stick with a MR12 setbacks and things, but these are as-built. And he really can't achieve that, I don't think. What's the distance, do you know, I don't see it indicated here, from the eastern corner of the wood frame there?
Of the studio?
Yeah, the double wide we want to sell there to what your proposed property line is gonna be.
I'll have Mr. Sit. From this point, from the division that we want right now, right here he's talking.
Hello, everyone. Joe Salem.
Hi, Joe, how are you?
So they're talking what would be the distance between the line, you mean the line, the preliminary line?
Yeah, to the proposed division line.
Yeah.
It's more than 8, I believe.
More than what?
8.
8 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna call that side yard?
Yeah.
What are we calling that? Because
Yeah, it's a
are you gonna
separate-
front, are you fronting School Street, or are you fronting 31?
Dealer's choice, the driveway's currently on School Street, but I believe it complies either way.
But doesn't 911 base it on the driveway location?
Do you know what the address is for that?
81.
For that property?
This is 81, this is 85, and the
So it's-
studio's
we need to know.
87.
But they're all 31
They're all
addresses.
31.
They're all 31 addresses.
Yes.
So there would be a side setback then.
Well, if you looked at it that way, that would be to their advantage.
Yeah.
So 1981.
What are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with the new board fence that you just built there?
So we talked about that with Marcy, and Marcy let me know if I say anything wrong, but if we get approved to split this as shown, the division line runs right along a natural boundary line from a previous deed, so it'd be a nice clean break. And Marcy was going to pay to have that fence, that stockade fence, moved to the property in orange, pull that fence over. And then the other concern we had was with the shed up on the orange line there, and that's really a piece of crap shed, so
It is.
we didn't know whether we could drag it off the line, or, it's an old.
If you drag it, it may not drag, right?
Yeah, so,
Huh?
yeah, and so we thought maybe that might be something to talk about, but we didn't think it would make sense to move the line off that natural line.
Okay, well then you're gonna have to deal with those two issues.
The fence, I think we've already agreed to move. The fence.
Fence and the shed.
What do you think you have here for separation, your property line?
If I had a scale, I could measure it, because this is to scale, but that distance right there from the corner of the house to the stockade fence, I remember measuring is 9.7.
Okay, and then
So you got almost that
I think
there.
that concern would be fire separation.
And you got more than
Your
5.
fire separation.
You're good? You good with that?
As long as he's got what he's
How
got.
many feet do we need?
You'd have to show that.
You need a
I
minimum,
could show that.
you need a minimum of 5 feet to the
Okay,
property
we've
line.
got that. Right?
Yeah, this distance from this corner to this fence bill is 9.7. I remember
Okay.
measuring that. So you got between 8 and 10 feet there.
I do think though, is there a mailbox on School Street? Where do those people get their mail?
I don't remember.
On 31,
On
On
31.
31?
yeah,
Okay.
before School Street. like, you know, so they.
The double wide gets theirs on 31?
Yeah.
And even people not, do all people on School Street get their mail on 31?
There's only one other person.
What about the
Yes, they
lease
do.
house behind it?
Yes, they also get it right on the corner of 31.
Oh, okay. So they must have a 31 address too.
And I got one, but you guys should touch base with Lori on these separations, make sure.
Larry Ball?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I wanted the board to know this is a preliminary sketch, because if they got a solid.
You normally
building-
don't do yours work in marker.
Well, yeah, right, exactly. Well, they're hoping to sell it as is. And so we're trying to limit our resources until we have to go down this road.
But that's what the board asked for, right? Was it one, this? Like that?
Sure, you get, see what.
I can clean it up nice is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I will leave a copy of this on Larry's desk, please give him a call tomorrow, make sure he's good with those separations.
Okay, the distance between
Because
the.
here.
Okay. That-
Why this?
If you're going to the MR12, they've got plenty of, they have, they should have both sewer.
Oh, to there.
They should have both sewer and water,
We do.
right? So they're minimum, they need minimum 75 and 12,000, and they've got that.
Yeah.
So that both properties are gonna be sold, if they're subdivided, then both will be sold separately? Okay.
Yes,
Do they get one sewer bill?
yes,
And you get one water bill? So
Yes.
someone will have to contact the town if and when it's
Yes,
separated,
and
to
I-
make sure the
I
bills are
did
broken
ask,
up.
was it Janice here? Who is it? Janet? No.
Jerry?
Jerry.
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 I asked Jerry
Yeah.
about that, and she said, just let them know.
Yeah, so if you accomplish this, you file the subdivision map, the transfers are gonna occur, then they need to know from the building side, the sewer and the water would be separately built to each parcel.
Right, they'd be billed.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Folks, do you have any other concerns or questions for them to modify it?
Anybody else?
Sewer and water, the owner?
We'll keep, we only need, up to these guys if they want them.
How you doing?
I need one for a file.
You need Peter?
How your son, how to do?
Well, I kinda can't-
I need it here.
Do you need me?
Correct.
Cause I,
Doesn't matter to me.
Keep one.
we got one.
Okay.
You might have more need
So
than me.
Frank, you gotta schedule a public hearing, correct?
Thank you.
Carlene yesterday.
You did
We could
where?
do, they
Oh.
got a full app,
Good. Yeah, take
Yeah,
care.
and I got a short
Try
idea
seeing you.
we should go through. real
let's do
quick.
that. Let's schedule,
You
gotta
gray-
schedule a
You got a
public-
little gray.
Yeah.
we gotta schedule a
Got a
public
little
hearing
older.
I guess we.
for all subdivisions, so next till in January. And we will meet those,
I don't know.
The fourth.
The
Four?
Yeah.
Thank
4th
you.
of January.
So proceed with completing the subdivision map.
I'm not hearing anything here from board members that they think that there's something here that is amiss. I think we addressed a couple
Okay.
obvious concerns.
Shed and fence.
Huh?
The shed and fence.
Yeah, the shed and fence. Okay,
Great. Thanks a lot.
all right.
Okay, so scheduling public hearing,
March-
6:45?
January 4th.
Marcel and Peter, do you hear what we're saying? We're scheduling a public hearing for the 4th,
Yeah.
third, 4th of January, okay?
Okay, we'll be here.
Okay, and then, Joe's gonna get the maps cleaned up, you should be good to go.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
We'll do the seeker right now, Frank?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Do I wanna go through the motion, or you just wrap that in there?
I'll summarize it. So part of your motion for your public hearing will be at 6:45 on the 4th, and it's based on a negative declaration having checked the box for no impact or small impact for this, and we're recognizing there aren't any environmental impacts from what we're doing here. It is an unlisted action, you are the lead agency. So you just need a motion and a second for that.
I'll second it.
You good? We got the motion in the second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, hearing 6:45. Storage. Somebody's nodding their head here. Okay, all right. Let's, and you would be, sir?
My name is Colin, and I'm with B&C Storage.
Okay. Now, yeah, what's the right name of this? Is it still B&C Storage or no?
So the legal name is Self Storage Route 31 LLC.
Okay, that's what you had in your application.
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
And then we just do business as B&C Storage.
okay.
You're 466?
Yes. Yep.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, what's your full name?
My name is Colin Donahue. Donahue.
Thank you.
Okay. Tell the board here what you have in mind.
So we are proposing a monument sign in the front portion of our property, right, replacing the existing sign, the freestanding sign. And yep.
Let's see if Phil gets this up for us.
Okay.
Again, it's a quirky screen. Just if you touch the screen, it kind of goes nuts. You can point to anything you want, but don't touch the screen.
That'd be just easy to go over and slide down the road.
Nice, perfect, thank you. So it's right here in the top. Oops, sorry. Sure. It's actually right. You can kind of see the existing sign right here, and it's really going in the same spot as this one. It wouldn't go any closer to 31. It's 12 feet by roughly 5 feet tall. So it's much lower profile than the existing sign.
Sorry, 12 feet by?
12 feet by, I think it's 65 inches. Roughly 65 inches in height, by 12 feet.
That's an elevation right there.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Yep. Exactly.
And this would be right in your paperwork. Did we have elevations provided?
I believe I have this with you, but I can leave this. I can either send a PDF.
Is that the sign that goes on the building?
Oh no, this is actually the monument one that would be.
Right there.
Yep, it would be right here. Exactly, replacing that existing.
Okay. Yep. All right, and then you got one more, right?
Yep, and then the other one is right on the climate control building. This would be going right on the face. Actually, if you scroll a little bit, yep. So it would be right in between these columns here. Yeah. I have a rendition here as well. It would be right on the front.
And what's the name of the storage building?
B&C Storage.
Yeah, but wasn't there, you said there was a different name.
Well, that's the name of their.
Self Storage Route 31 LLC.
Okay.
Self Storage Route 31.
So on every site you have is labeled differently than?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Cicero or wherever the next one is.
Correct, yes. Yep.
Maybe better look at this.
Right? Yeah. Right. It's right across each.
I thought it was.
He's right kitty corner from Bridgeport Law.
What are the dimensions of the?
Yep.
We've done
So this right here, it's 40 inches in height, and then it's 22 feet in width.
22 feet?
22, yep, but 22 feet by 40 inches, roughly. And that would go right on the, right in between that right column and the second column.
Can you
right
see
there.
that sign well enough, or do you want to get one?
And this would be a backlit channel letter.
Or do you want to see those elevations up?
Is the first one lit or not?
No, we can't see.
The first one would also be backlit. We're proposing to have it backlit.
Exactly.
Which the current one is backlit in the front as well.
That goes right to the ground, right? Is that what you're showing? It's got masonry going to the ground?
Yes, this would be right
first
in,
one.
or the first one would be right in the ground.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Is there a base for the first one?
There would be like a
Right, yeah.
6x6 post. It would be.
Oh, so it's gonna go up against the
I
side.
think it would.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There'd be. This would be the facade over the 6x6 post. Right here.
It'll be bordered by the posts on either side.
On this building right here, correct?
Oh, perfect. Yeah, it's a great shot. Yeah. It would be right. That's a great. It would be right up there, right above that window. Sorry if I'm the one moving in.
Right.
Yes, this.
Now, okay, I think, Board, you have questions about what he's putting out here?
So there's no landscaping included around this?
No. No. Well, right now there's just what you see here. There's very low profile
Right.
landscaping.
I'm talking about the first one.
Oh.
The roadside.
No, right now it would be what we have right there, existing. So it would really be in the same area, which is just right now stone. It would be right in that same area.
So that sign that you're gonna put by the road, you got that, is that the way it's gonna be, mounted in the stone?
Yep, exactly. So there would be these columns on the side would be like a 6x6 post.
Yep.
That would be wrapped in the stone veneer.
Okay, and then you're gonna put the stone on the outside?
Yes. Yeah, that's what
And then the lights are brown?
the lights would actually be it would be inside the backlit on this.
So the vegetation's gonna stay just the way it is.
Yes. Yep.
All right, this, Counselor, my interpretation would be this is an amendment of the existing.
Yep.
The existing special.
Amended special use permit request for.
Pardon? Yep.
Yeah.
And we have the right to waive any kind of a hearing on this. If the board feels comfortable with this, I would recommend that you just waive the hearing and.
I like that sign.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you doing those types of things for us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, if you're that acceptable to you, I'd like a motion to waive the hearing and approve this as submitted. We would like elevation. We would like these to keep on file.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay.
Like just a PDF of these or whatever we do, PNG file. Okay.
Okay.
And that includes your determination that there's no environmental impact based upon no answer to each of these questions.
That's right.
You as lead agency, all in one shot. Right?
Okay. So we've just done the secret.
Yeah.
We're good.
You did it.
All right.
I'll make the motion that we approve the seeker and waive the hearing and approve the signage.
Per submitted plans.
Right.
Okay.
Paul?
Is there any discussion?
Anybody want to second that?
Okay. It was great.
I made sure.
Do you have any other questions, Johnny Jack?
No, good.
Okay,
Thank you
all
very
those in
much.
favor?
Have a good night.
Aye.
Opposed? You're in business. You get notice of action.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Will do. All right, we're now to the windmills. Yeah,
I don't know if your diagram would actually show my cabin yet.
Matat,
Yes,
is that correct?
that is correct.
Okay. Robert Matat,
Yes.
Pierce Road?
And you can call me Bob.
Phil has disappeared. All right, we're down Pierce Road. You're familiar with where Pierce Road is? Okay, off Shackleton Point. He's not, if you go down North Road, pick up Shackleton right below the school, turn right. You don't go there very far, and Pierce Road is now north-south towards the lake, but does not border the lake.
It does not.
Okay.
Well,
The end of it.
the left elbow does. But
Are
we
you-
are not bordering the lake.
You have no lake from
No.
Okay, go ahead, tell us,
So-
tell the board which one.
What I have is what is called a nature's generator, and it's a portable battery operated generator, and it's charged with solar or wind. I've used the solar panel is also portable, it has its own bracket, and we've used that all summer to charge this. And originally we just wanted to have this in case, we ever lost power at the cabin. I've been using it actually on a regular basis. All my power tools, chainsaw, lawnmower, snow blower are all battery operated, so my generator actually charges those batteries. I have a second unit that we keep charged in our North Syracuse residence. When we built the cabin, we were kind of looking into doing,
you know, this green and getting off the grid, but circumstances where we weren't gonna be able to do that because we use it all year long, and you have to have a permanent heat source, so we're good there. But
So you're totally off the grid?
we are not off the grid. That's what we wanted to do, but circumstances said we put that on the back burner. And at some point, we'll put solar panels up and connect it actually to the electrical grid. This is not connecting to the cabin. This is just charging the generator. So what I'm looking to do is to put this turbine up, because right now, solar panel, well, you know, we're not seeing so much of the sun, and with it being in the southern sky, it's not charging that generator as long as it did, you know, just a few short months ago. So what I plan on doing is mounting it, putting up steel or Schedule 4 piping, putting a structural hinge about 8 foot up so that if I have to do any maintenance or if there's ever any damage, it's easy down and easy up, because I'd rather not get up on the roof and, you know, work on that thing, especially, you know, at this time of year. So it's going to be just under 30 feet high, so as you were suggesting earlier, with code, 10%.
Okay, board, refer to, each of you've got a copy of the wind law here. And if you go to 3.4 there, it says setbacks, C, setbacks. And this is what he's referring to, is that he needs to be 110% of the height of the structure, which is 30 feet, from the boundary. So that's 110% of 30 is 33 feet.
Yes.
And so, and that's what he's doing. Which you don't have in front of you, but I do, is a little site plan, and the house is only, it says 29 feet, so he would be short. But where he's gonna explain to you about how he conforms.
I'm sorry?
Well, your pole is actually more than 33 feet from a property line.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's almost right in the middle of the property, which is 100 feet wide. So as I measured it out, it's almost 50 feet on each side. So
Is this your parcel right here?
Sorry, I don't have glasses. Let's see. That is it. So basically, the cabin is just over 100 feet off the road, and that's where the electrical is hooked up.
Could you turn
I'm
around
sorry.
and go the other way?
There you go.
And the electrical is hooked up to the street side of the prop or the house. So what I'm gonna be doing is mounting it right on this side of the cabin. So the piping will be 30 feet high. And like I said, when I measured it out from here, it's just about 50 feet on each side. So that in an event that, you know, this thing goes down, which I don't think it will, it's plenty of space. So that it's not gonna come this way, because the cabin's 26 feet. It's not gonna come this way to interfere with the electric. We don't have any other things to deal with as far as.
Underground, you got underground electric to the house?
No, it's actually up in the air. It's attached just to the base or underneath the roof line on the top of the cabin on this side. So this does not show my shed. My shed is right here, and right now I have my shows my wood pile. But does not show my shed, and right now my generator is in the shed, and my solar panel is wired from underneath the shed to the generator. So what my plan is, I'm gonna put a insulated box right along this part so that I will wire the wind turbine down the roof edge, along the roof edge where the power line is, and then down into this insulated box and hook it up to the generator.
So because we deal with this in a different way. What you've done is you bought a kit of
Yes.
this thing, right?
Yes.
You got it internet where you found this and this
From Lowe's.
fits your needs.
Yep.
Fits your needs, and you basically bring home a box that says do this, and you're doing the wiring, you're doing all that stuff.
Only thing that wasn't included was the piping.
So this is kind of a home, yeah, okay, I got you.
And what are you using for piping? Schedule 40?
Schedule 40, yeah.
Plastic?
No, steel. Yeah, they definitely recommended not using PVC or anything like that.
No, that's
Only-
well, you said Schedule 40, and I take that Schedule 40 is like PVC.
Well, there's I think there's a different rating for steel and for PVC. I'm not saying that nobody's ever not used PVC.
No,
but
I was going by the Schedule 40 that you said the first time. That's why I was a little confused. Schedule 40 I know is plastic PVC, the thicker, it's the thick wall plastic.
This is 1.5" steel piping, and now I could be wrong. I don't know, but that when I looked it up, it was scheduled for steel piping, and that's what
I was just a little confused. I didn't think you'd be using plastic.
No.
That's why I had that.
I think our main concern is this isn't gonna fall on somebody else's property.
That's the 110%, that's the
If
purpose of that.
If it falls on his own property, that's,
Right.
So you're saying that even though it abuts the house and we have the setback requirements, that does not preclude the fact that it's against his own house?
if it falls on his house.
It's his responsibility?
Well, he says it's not gonna fall into the house.
It's not gonna fall into the house if it
Well,
falls
no, I'm just
anywhere
saying,
along the side. But
damage
any
could happen
damage
to
like
the
to the
rotor
roof
if it
edge,
comes right down
absolutely,
and,
yeah.
damage the house that way. I'm saying,
Yeah.
because it's within that fall zone, that,
Okay.
as long as that's a concern, that.
I just want to get it out here so that people understand. You're not talking about it in the installer, you're not buying it that way. You bought the hardware, now you're putting it together.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
You're making your own system.
I am making my own system based on other.
And it's like he said earlier, everybody wasn't here, but, which I thought was pretty cool, and the idea that if he had multiple storage, it was nothing, the guy did his batteries, basically, right? Yeah.
12-volt battery.
Yeah, they're batteries, in series, he could hook up a number of those, and then, good times, he's got a high charge, that he could charge multiple batteries if you wish to do. Yeah.
And the concern obviously was, the same for us as far as deciding to mount it to the side of the cabin, where I beveled it off, and it will be mounted about approximately 9 feet up to a flange that is mounted on the side of the cabin. The structural hinge is actually on the elbows. I will have right along the roof edge, 2 metal clamps that will mount it to that roof edge, and I will also have the iron straps, pipe straps, in 2 different places, and that will certainly
The only other thing is you've got good tie down in your house. You've got that, right?
Yeah, the house is.
The house is more to the foundation component.
I'm sorry?
You got enough there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely your.
So, as far as all the other codes, noise, this thing is well below that.
This is 150 watt.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So it generates low power, but that's what it's used for, is solely only because it's designed only to work with this box to charge that battery. We're not running the household on it, but if we needed to, I could use it in case of power failure for my sump pump, refrigerator, lights, TV.
Sure.
TV is not important when you have power out. So. And I can still charge my batteries. You can charge your phone. You can charge your iPad with this generator.
Okay, this is a Counselor special use permit application.
Yep.
And again, it's up to you to see what your feelings are about a hearing with this. I mean, it is different, it may, I mean, I can't see where he is infringing on anybody else's
The only
rights
thing
and
I
concerns,
infringed on
but,
is a 3-foot hole in my.
you would at least give the public, this would be open to the public and they'd be fully aware and he can explain all the ins and outs, just like he did to us.
As long as we're sure we have the side.
I'm sorry?
As long as we have the distances on the side.
Right, I would think if we go with this, I guess I'm saying, I think you ought to have it here.
Oh, yeah, I think so, because it
But I'm just saying to you,
you and the neighbors.
You can vote wherever you want to.
No, I mean,
But I think that because of the special, that's our normal process. We would do that, your neighbors, there's a public notification, neighbors within 300 feet of that property, you're gonna get a note by mail, okay, personal invitation, so to speak. And that way you've got complete clearance here, clarity that, hey, everybody knew what I'm doing. I've explained it all, and the board's made a decision. That's where it is. Now, having said that, we're gonna do the seeker. Yeah, John's sitting there with the seeker. So we'll do the seeker, we'll put that in there, we'll schedule a public hearing for 6:30 in January 4th. And you'll see what happens. Okay? Where is he? It's 500 feet. Are you 500 feet from the lake? No, yeah. Not the lake though.
No, I don't think we're 500 feet.
You're closer? Well, that isn't so much. The county road, the closest county road would be North Road.
I don't think he's.
How far is from North Road? How far is Pierce from North?
We're a mile.
We can back North Road.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm just saying, I don't think this needs county referral.
I didn't think it was going to. I don't think it will.
No. Well, right off the top of my head, I don't know where the Oswego boundary is off coast.
That's the lake out there.
Probably
Is it out there, Phil?
The boundary's probably pretty far out from right there.
Okay.
I thought the boundary for the county hugged the shoreline, but
For the county?
Oswego County, how it comes across the lake, because it's around where I am in Lakeport, that it goes due north, from another county and then Oswego.
And then off the shore.
Let's err on the movement. It's not really a
I thought
bordering
the
public
was
property.
on the land.
Okay, I don't think this needs to go down.
No, I don't either.
Okay, all right. Having said that, let's do seeker.
Okay, so I've checked the boxes for no or small impact. There won't be an impact on land use planning or zoning regulations. It won't be an intense use of the land because it's small. It won't impact the character or quality of the existing community because it's short. It's only about 30 feet, we said? There's not a critical environmental area. It won't have an impact on transit, bikeway, or walkways. It won't have an impact on energy conservation. In fact, it should benefit that. Renewable energy is incorporated into this. No public or private water supplies impacted or wastewater treatment facilities impacted. We're not aware of any important historic, archaeological, architectural, aesthetic resource. There's no impact to wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, fauna. There's no issue with flooding, erosion, or drainage control problems. It will not have an impact on human health unless it falls on somebody.
It looks like 700 feet from the lake.
100?
7.
Yeah, 7.
We're good. Okay, can we have a motion to set the hearing for 6:30 and incorporate a negative deck?
I'll make a motion.
John?
Second.
Dave? Any discussion concerning that motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We'll see you on January at 6:30.
Thank you very much.
And 500 your closest friend. No, you don't. I doubt it.
I honestly, I think there's probably gonna be about 5 people that have to be,
Well,
but that's fine. Thank you. Have a great evening.
You do want to have measurements for the sidelines?
Yes. Yeah. Mr. Matap, you need to bring back, you can use the same survey thing here you have.
Mhm.
But you ought to have measurements from your proposed pole to each of those boundary lines down here.
Okay,
Okay.
so I had originally drawn it on the back of that, but I printed it single side, so I thought it had actually a copy in there.
Okay, let me go-
But I'll bring it.
let me go through again.
Like you put a note there to see the backside first.
Yeah,
Drawing.
but
There's nothing
it
on the
was
back
actually
side.
on the next,
Oh.
it was actually on the next sheet because I printed everything out, on a single sheet.
I got your technical, got the visual, got an amp, I got a seeker. Oh, here you go, there you go.
Yeah.
Do it on here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Do it on here
Absolutely.
also, will you
Certainly.
please?
Yep.
Okay.
From either side, from both
Just
sides.
update.
So you just want the distances,
Right, I think that's all.
you have all that information, so you
We've
just
got
need an
this, if
additional.
if you measure that distance from there to there,
Yep.
and from there to there,
Absolutely.
put it in there,
Got
okay?
it. Yep. Thank you, have a good night.
Same to you. Okay. Ladies, how can we help you?
We're here for government.
Aha!
Of course to be here.
We,
First
I
one
don't
in
think-
years.
Didn't we give that up for 2021? We're not signing those things.
Said told him earlier.
Yeah, we should have.
You
We
have to get
didn't, we
Mike-
forgot,
You have to get
doggone.
Mike Kettle to sign them, right?
Yeah, right.
You have to go to the county and.
All right, why don't you bring those up and we'll take care of them right now for you.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll run
we
it.
have one more issue you may want to stay for.
You don't want.
You don't want.
Ha! Ha! Ben, you didn't make the cut, sorry.
Heartbroken.
Okay. Here, anybody else want to say
Phil.
something? Go ahead.
Phil, where is the county line? It doesn't go along the water line? It doesn't go along the
I
shore
thought it
line?
was out in the middle of the lake, but what do I know?
No,
it's
but
not
you-
that far up.
if you-
It's not?
I
If you
think
look
once you hit the lake shore, you're in the next county.
But when you look at the maps, and
Yeah.
where the boundary is between Oneida and Oswego County, it goes directly south to the shoreline, right near Lakeport, and then it's Oneida County, because that's why Sylvan Beach always answers to respond to emergency calls on the lake, because that's Oneida Lake. And Madison County goes along the lake to the east. Now,
You're
to the
entirely
west,
welcome.
I thought it was the same
Did
thing.
you enjoy the course?
Oswego County came to the.
Yes.
All right.
I think we
So-
came to the wrong
So
meeting.
therefore,
We were
where
gonna
you
go
were
to a school
showing,
board
it seemed like you
meeting.
went out into the water.
Tonight?
That's Tuesday night, so it's not here.
Yeah, but I mean, that's.
Yeah, I
what
know.
it's-
They're over here, they're next door.
That's the way I always.
It's all right.
I thought it was as well.
Planning board, this will work.
Yeah.
I mean, this will do it.
I had 699.
All right.
But I
You
have.
probably got
The-
more
the
information here.
699
than you
Yeah.
would school- you would school
But
board.
it was like 100 feet, and that turned out to be Oswego
Well,
County.
we went to the middle school, but we only saw like
Yeah.
4 cars in the parking
But
lot.
no,
So
that's,
we
that's,
got
I
nervous and
always
came here.
tried to figure
Like,
that out,
okay,
you know,
here.
but that's.
Hey, any meeting, well,
That
you
was
know.
a real rough line that I do.
Thank you,
there.
guys.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't.
I got you. That's okay. No, nobody cares about that. No.
Okay, you got it done. Usually it's January we get people. They absolutely got to get
Yeah,
inside.
we waited until like the last minute.
Oh, no, you're pretty good. You're a month ahead.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Heather, it's all yours. Wherever you're comfortable.
Wherever.
Sit at the table.
I guess I
there.
can hang out.
Can you still move over a little? Sure.
So,
Let's get, can you see over there, Chair?
No, not really.
Let's move it
I'll
up.
move it. I got it.
That's your fault, Sherry.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little taller.
Hey, I've always been having a problem.
Too late now, right? Yeah.
I have to stand
I
on
was
the
sure
fence
you'd
to
stay
hold
late.
it.
Here, this way. Wait, here, this. Should I sign
My weight, I should be 6'5".
That goes in there. All that's part of his application, all of this.
What, this?
Hang on.
Taylor?
No, this is the top.
Okay.
This one. Wait a minute, no, that's good. All these.
That's your,
Okay.
that's your report,
I got you.
traffic report there.
Okay, I think we're ready.
Ready?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, I'm back, obviously, as a continuation of Jeff's project over on New Boston Road Campground. Since we last met, I know the big sticking point that we were discussing was getting this thing referred to B&L for their review and their input, which has since happened on the plans. They're in the middle of reviewing and finalizing the review of the SWIP portion of it.
Okay, that's in, okay.
Yep, but the plans have been reviewed and we're most of the way through the comments that they had for us. There wasn't anything insurmountable in the standard engineering comments. So we're working our way through those. There were a couple questions we'll ultimately have for Taylor, but nothing that was out of the ordinary from an engineering standpoint.
Okay.
Like I said, the SWIP's now in with them, they're reviewing that. The only other item that Taylor was looking for was the seeker, the updated long-form EAF. We did that originally, but obviously we need to update that with the updated info from the revised plan and stormwater work that we're doing now. So
Okay, have we seen that?
the updated EAF you have not.
Okay.
No. Like I said, we wanted to get through the plans, make sure that, because there are items in the EAF that correspond with what we're doing from the planning standpoint, so we needed all that.
Okay, can we just go back to the maps? We've never received large maps that we really can read, I mean, without a magnifier. Have you, are those available?
Yep.
We need several
Understood.
sets of those.
But like I was saying, I want to get, the last time we met, the idea was we were gonna.
Well, what's the latest and greatest right now? I mean, we need, what's current? You have,
Yeah.
current is what we got in early November.
Yep, so that's where we're at. Those were the ones that were submitted to B&L. They came back a couple weeks later. with
Right. But we
comments.
have no large copies of those.
Because we haven't fully, that's what I'm saying, we're almost through the revisions that they had.
They're responding to B&L's comments.
Okay, so you wanna wait till you get the response?
Yeah, I think the idea with tonight's exercise was basically just to have an understanding there that there was progress being made. We're through
Okay.
B&L,
Okay.
they didn't have anything that's.
Well, on those maps,
insurmountable.
one of the comments too was on there, that, you know, we don't have any, we don't know where the package plan, if that, how firm. I mean, that's not on those maps at this point, right?
It is, it's down in the south portion of that. And that too is part of the deal that we're working on with B&L. Get
Okay.
them the information through the package plan manufacturer.
Okay.
For their review.
Okay.
And that's running in parallel with county health too. So
Okay.
they're apprised of what we're doing.
I've been working with Ed on drafting the language for the preliminary development plan, which is part of the PDD law, which is gonna be introduced by the town board. As you recall, your job is, you're the referring body. You make that recommendation back to the town board so they can schedule a public hearing. But you guys also have to complete the seeker on this thing, which is a big part of your job. I've been talking with Ed about creating some proposed findings based on the traffic and the drainage and all that stuff, and I'll continue to work with him to try to get something back to you guys to consider. And of course, these are your findings, you can do with what you want, but it's always helpful to let the applicant take a stab, and I'll work with Ed to do that. I'm not the technical guy he is, but we can do that and get you guys something, as soon as possible, because we got to get through that seeker process. But the town board can't vote until the seeker.
Just for our own education. between county referral, which you see, and the comments from B&L,
Right.
which do raise several environmental questions along the way, engineering wise. You would address those in those comments to John for preliminary secret.
Yep.
That, obviously, that's what we're gonna look at, and those are gonna be the same questions.
Yep, so when we respond to B&L, we'll have updated maps with a one-by-one response to each one of their comments.
Right, so that's what I'm saying, we need that before, before we can do the secret.
So what my hope is that we'll have something back this week from B&L on the SWIP. We have the plans, so we'll have the plans all buttoned up. We'll get the SWIP buttoned up at the, right on the heels of that as soon as we get something from Taylor. And then I can work on, we've only got a couple things outstanding on the EAF to answer, but we need comments back from Taylor for us to adequately answer those. I can get those to John and we can wrap that up.
Okay.
On the issue with the county referral about the large size of the vehicles making a turn off of Lakeport, who's going to be addressing that? The county referral, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
The comments they made about the length of vehicles and trailers?
So what was suggested was to just essentially get a supplemental type letter or affirmation or something from Gordon in that respect, because he's already generated his traffic study. So the logic then would be to have him generate something to at least acknowledge that.
Is there any discussion with Jeff as far as connecting up the wild with the park, recreation park?
Yeah, there's been, there has been a few discussions that we've had with respect to that, whether or not it's going to be a shuttle type service, or he's got to give some consideration to how he's going to. Some of that's going to be a little bit marketing strategy, how he would, what his thought process is for doing that, which is going to have him determine how he's going to.
He's going to at least have to focus that, or narrow that down.
Yep.
I mean, I would think that even several options that are limited to several options, that would be acceptable.
Right.
But you just couldn't say, well, to be determined.
Right, and I think we are narrowing that. Well, I shouldn't say we. I have nothing to do with that, but he's narrowing that down in the sense of, we've already shot down pedestrian traffic. I mean, I don't think that anybody wants to walk over there.
Right.
And then the other idea that was not really too attractive was vehicles platooning back and forth between there. So better control can be had by Jeff in the business if there was a mechanism that could handle that.
Individual private vehicles going back and forth out of the park.
Yes.
To once moving from one site.
Right.
If you bought parcel up with those other parcels, all over the room, I'm sure he's gonna come back.
You mean in the future, Phil? In the future, you mean?
Yeah, that discussion we haven't had.
I think what Ed had mentioned to me was there might be ability to do a shuttle or a trolley type of thing with a scheduled shuttle or trolley that would bring folks back and forth on whatever 15-minute, half-hour schedule, so that there would be a service back and forth, which would deter the idea of people walking up and down a public road, which makes a lot of sense if they can pull some options together for you to look at.
It just came to me as a thought about any event that, like you have the park and you say, okay, check-out or check-in time is until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Somebody comes to the park and they want to go to the wild and, because they're there at noon or something along those lines. Is there going to be some kind of a staging area or parking area that people will be able to utilize during that time period, or say they check out early, and they want to go to the park before they leave or whatever? I mean, is there going to be something along those lines? I mean, maybe I'm just pie in the sky on this, but I'm just...
And maybe, I mean, I don't know, that scenario hasn't been discussed specifically. I know that there is a big staging area proposed as part of this proposal to bank you know, the trailers and the RVs as they're incoming, so to keep them from piling up.
Right, that's
road.
exactly what I was thinking, right.
Banking along the side of the access drive and that sort of thing, so yeah, I mean, there are mechanisms
Okay.
being proposed to offset some of those concerns.
Okay, so what you're saying to us, you're moving down the road, wait for B&L comments.
Yeah, so.
Then you're gonna create a map that fits whatever is current at that moment?
Yep.
Okay.
So my thought on it is again, there was a meeting tonight, so I just wanted to pop in, give everybody the update, just so that there was the understanding that B&L had been engaged. We've gotten some responses from them. Again, there was nothing in there that.
You don't see anything in these things
That's all standard engineering stuff, yeah. That we can work through, I guess is the point I'm trying to make, John. So my next goal is get all that stuff buttoned up, talk with Taylor at B&L, make sure that the SWIP's not, you know, that he gets that thing done and reviewed, and then we can get the EAF stuff squared away.
Because B&L is waiting for the EAF too. They normally.
Yeah, they said they would want to see the full environmental assessment form, but I thought, didn't they get that? I thought they did.
And he got the original, but he said they're updating it as they change.
Oh, so all those fields in the EAF,
you're right.
They pertain to, you know, all the areas and runoff quantities and that sort of thing. There's no sense in submitting an EAF to them right now that I'm going to revise next week. So to me, it's, we get the comments in on the SWIP, plans, and then update the EAF, get that off.
Right, but I'm just saying, in process, they want to see whatever is going to be the final EAF.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, other things, I mean, then I think, then again, I want to say that the board really never has really reacted to some things on the site plan that they, you know, would like to have questions, because it's always kind of moving around here, and we haven't really, we're waiting like you too. Some of the big ticket items to make sure that you got a pathway for those. You know, and it seems like we're getting there for that. You know, you got your septic. The big one is going to be the drainage, which is going to be with SWIP. Another big one. Traffic is still, we don't know everything here for traffic. We haven't gotten a statement from Madison County DOT here, and will there be a need to revisit the hydrant placement and things like that? I don't think that really the fire chief here addressed those things.
We got the letter.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
So he just wanted the one extra. He wanted the one extra hydrant, and you're agreeing.
Right, but they're not.
Yeah.
I think B&M was raising another little issue there. That there was really need for more hydrants than what was shown.
Yeah. So, and I'll talk about that with Taylor, but I think that was headed off with my meeting with Dennis. I mean, here's where he needs. That's
well, I mean, if there's code, Dennis isn't aware of the code, which I'm not sure, that needs to be reconciled there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a show of hydrants locations on plans and installation for code. Yeah, so they just want to see it.
Okay.
So Ed, is the plan still to do the whole thing? It's not being phased at all?
That's still the plan.
Where is the water park? Is that been fleshed out? I mean, you got areas there that say to be developed.
Yeah.
I don't know where we go with that.
You might be in a position where they have to come for the water park. The water park's not proposed to be operational right away. Then you just do a placeholder for it and say, you know, when that's ready, swing back in here so we can see the final and sign off on that. Because it is the PDD, changes inside the PDD come back to the board.
Sure. County
we changed a lot of, we actually did something good, which keeps it, you don't have to keep going back to the town board. Once you get a PDD approved and you start to build it, if you're gonna modify something, you get to go to just this board.
Yeah.
Which is a super handy thing to do. That's the only board you'll have to deal with going forward.
And county health shared the same comment. You know, they said before anything like that becomes operational, they would have to see the final architectural plans or, you know, the engineering plans, the working plans for that portion of the operation, so.
But now's the time to address adequate ingress, egress, any of those kinds of things.
Yep.
Where it fits
Yep.
into the scheme, at least the peripheral issues that might be involved. Okay,
Right.
okay. Are there anything else here? Okay, we will wait further information.
All right.
Okay. We'll, are you on the agenda for January?
I say be on it.
Sure.
Keep yourself on it.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, we with those comments that we got from B&L, today we were just about through them. So once we get the SWIP, we'll just put a bow on
I'll
it.
work with you on the secret stuff. And my suggestion is hit the low hanging fruit on the findings, like figure out the things that aren't an issue at all. You know, propose a statement that says you guys have solved for that.
Yeah.
No question. The ones that are trickier, we can tease those out.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That works.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Will do. Will do. All right. John, do you want a copy of that?
Watch out for deer on your way home. Well, I can't find them in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a guy hit one.
Anybody else?
I was driving up to see my daughter on the thruway down in front of me, destroyed a deer in broad daylight. Oh, I thought it was thing to see what happens right in front of you. I've been in it myself, but it's surreal to watch it happen.
What I did, I just downloaded, they were just things that sent out by Glenn Williams.
Oh,
It's the radiator, takes all the.
So you got what I have. All right. I'm never sure exactly who gets what. Copy that, bring it to your attention. Yeah, go from there.
Now's not the time.
I know.
Thanks, Ed.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. We have a motion to adjourn the meeting, please.
Are we supposed to talk about something?
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Good.